Hello and welcome to episode 43 of my Endwalker playthrough. We think we are about ready to go to the end of the universe, and I have changed back into this gear. While I do kind of like the look of that gear, I have got used to this ensemble, and I do still quite like this ensemble. And I think I want to finish the main story quest as I began it. So that is the plan. Okijaguki, probably way off, is ready to send you off with a smile. I suppose this is where we part ways, for now at least. Would that I had sage words of wisdom to share ere you depart. Mayhap the teachings of Geuf Belsar will suffice. Surrender not to anger or hatred, he said. Look beyond them, and there find true strength. What one sees beyond is open to interpretation, I think. But for me, it would be things I cherish most in life, things I believe are worth fighting for. Something to consider as you venture unto the sea of the stars. I imagine we are, going straight over. Are we never going to get a normal music back in this zone? Can we fly through the door and remain airborne, or will it crash us into the ground? Yeah, it crashes. There are no apricorns beyond this point. We are not allowed to fly in here. Look at all the people to talk to! So many people to talk to! Alf! You get to talk to Sversh. Koi! Alf appears to be trying to cheer you on. Bleep bloop. The miniature model of our Omega appears to be staring intensely at the Ark. Let's just go around. Men is said to fear that which he does not know, yet you would venture into the greatest of unknowns. To say you, son of man, that you need not fear. I say to you, son of man, that you need not fear. So long as man shares a bond with Dragonkin, so too does he share our kinship with the heavens, and our ancient home amidst the stars infinite. I pray you go forth and prove this bond of ours, tempered and tested, shall endure unbroken for thousands and thousands of years. First the great Exodus, and now this. It seems there is no end to our work. In truth, more than a few gleaners were distressed to learn that their earlier efforts were for nothing. It was no easy task convincing them that the new plan was for the best. I can tell you that. I can't tell you. Every man believes this is the wisest course, but I can say that all will be forgiven if you deliver us from the coming doom. And if you don't, well, at least you won't get an earful. Or at least you won't get the earful. I certainly will. It's troubling enough that the brute Sigrid left without warning, leaving me to carry all those cumbersome containers. But then he failed to be present to send you off. Let's try again. But that he failed to be present to send you off is absurd. What could possibly be more deserving of his attention at a time like this? It is no easy thing to say, drink. I advise you against making a drinking game and taking a drink every time I stumble over my words. It will not end well. It is no easy thing to say, leave the star to us, but we must, and we will. As proud members of the Scions, we have a duty to uphold. And we needn't do so alone. These dark days when we are driven from the Rising Stones, those dark days when we were driven from the Rising Stones, and as hunted as traitors are a thing of the past. We have allies in abundance now. Which is to say, you needn't worry about us. Go forth in the knowledge that the Scions will labour without rest in your absence. Though our fellow Scions couldn't be here, they wanted me to tell you that no matter what calamity may befall us, they will never give up, and neither should you. No matter how far you may go, we'll be with you in spirit. No matter how dark it may seem, your light will shine and endure. Mistress Kyle tells me your investigations into my theories on Akasha and its relation to the final days has made clear the source of our woes. I'm elated to know my work was of some benefit, but I could not have shared it had you not rescued me from the tower that day. I yet owe you a great debt, one I may never fully repay, but I shall try nonetheless. Not only through my research, but through my desire to see you succeed, which I believe may influence the Akasha in our favour. Small though the effect may be, yes, so long as we have hope, there is a chance we may influence the outcome of this calamity. We were quite fortunate the Lopritz Hyperloop was based on principles similar to those of the ethology. Integrating it with the Ark's existing systems might well have been impossible otherwise. We may have Sharlayan's wealth of knowledge at our disposal, but theirs is technologically far beyond anything we've ever studied. You are familiar with teleportation magics, yes? The momentary conversion of body into ether that it may travel via the life stream from one physical point to another. Their Hyperloop enables transportation through a similar method, but not one involving the life stream. Rather, it utilizes highly condensed ether to create an etheric current of its own. So a bit like a warp core. Actually, no, it wouldn't be. It would be closer to a wormhole technology. But I think that's even wrong. Anyway, this current is exponentially faster and more powerful than the naturally occurring ones to which we are accustomed. So much so, in fact, that etheric or ethereal conversion of the physical form is not a prerequisite for traversal. If you are concerned about the side effects, such as ethereal sickness, you needn't be. You should emerge at your destination hale and whole, in theory. At the very least, I can assure you it's safer than the experimental aetherites you used to reach Avasat Han. Moonbrina has been on my mind more often of late. How different her life might have been if not for our research into teleportation magics. Perhaps she would never have gained an interest in aetherological studies. But to abandon our work out of misplaced guilt for who she could have been would be a disservice to the memory of who she was. Nay, it was because of her that we found the resolve to carry on. And now we stand on the edge of a new frontier, with a ship ready to bear you unto the distant stars and beyond. The Ark is as much her accomplishment as it is ours. I regret nothing. Let's then go from this side. So this is the ship that will bear us to Ultima Thule. That even Wolfson and Bloeda should be in attendance is most unexpected, but I am nonetheless heartened by their presence. For so many to see us off like this seems unwholly necessary. Still, I'd not begrudge them for wishing us well. This is the pinnacle of aetherochemicalists. A synthesis of modern innovation and ancient wisdom of Alec. The Ark's engine appears to be capable of processing condensed aether in quantities I never thought possible. So the engine should be attached now, but it doesn't look like it's changed at all. Does the engine go on the inside? I wasn't expecting quite so many people to be seeing us off. They said their work on the Ark is finished, but you certainly wouldn't know by looking at it. Let us hear what Father has to say. I'll send word to the Alliance leaders the very moment the ship takes off. Obviously, they couldn't be here, but I'm sure they're cheering for you every step of the way. Quite the turnout, wouldn't you say? Then again, who wouldn't want to be present for a once-in-a-lifetime event? The Ark is missing one last, very crucial component before we are ready to take off. It should be arriving shortly. Oh, so the ether burner hasn't actually been installed yet.
All present and accounted for? Good. As you will have heard, the Ark is ready. All that remains is to board and be on your way.
I've seen my fair share of tight schedules, but this was bloody murder. But we did it. We finished the ship. It's safe, fit for purpose, and looks good to boot. Aye, it's a garland through and through.
But you did very little to it.
I really don't know what we'd do without you. Thank you for everything.
He's taken so much credit for what was essentially just finishing off a mostly finished ship.
Ah, don't mention it. Ever since that episode with Omega, I've been toying with the idea of starfaring vessels. And as they say, necessity is the mother of invention. We've learned a lot, let me tell you. In case you're wondering about payment, the ongoing existence of the world ought to do. But feel free to throw in a colorful recounting of your journey on your return.
Perfectly reasonable.
So, have you thought of a name?
A name? Wasn't everyone just calling it Father's teeny tiny toy boat?
Well, seeing as its purpose has changed, I thought a more eloquent name was in order. I suggested as much to Fortuno, who seemed quite amenable to the idea.
As you know, this vessel is the culmination of heretofore unprecedented collaboration. And though said collaboration is owed to the Scions, there is another whose noble deeds made our work possible. From a fragment of Dalamud, we obtained not only advanced materials such as refined adamantite, but the knowledge to traverse the stars. And this fragment would not have found its way to us had the Archon Louisoix not fought to protect this world. And in so doing, laid down his life. Now that the vessel stands complete, I cannot help but wonder if it was more than mere happenstance. If it was my father's intention to guide us here. In the hopes that his guidance will see you all safely home, I name the vessel after that self-same fragment of Dalamud he delivered unto us. The starship Ragnarok.
Sorry for the wait. I got everyone you asked for, and not a one less.
Emmanuel is going to be very, very grumpy now. Hi, Sigrid. And all of the leaders of the beast tribes.
What are you all doing here?
Oh, I invited them. The representatives of those tribes with religious inclinations. You've done a fine job of readying the Ragnarok, but for it to take flight, we'll of course need the power of the Mother Crystal. Given its immense size, however, transporting it would be an absolute logistical nightmare, not to mention we'd need to shatter it into tiny shards for feeding to the engines.
Are they going to create as a primal to put into power the ship?
But a brilliant idea came to me. We convert the crystal's energy into forms that can transport themselves!
Thou wouldst employ summoning, or should I say its precursor, creation magics.
Care to explain for our benefit?
As you may have witnessed at Bestway's Burrow, the Loporrits are capable of creation magics, which they use to shape the moon's environment. Yet simple though they make it seem, 'tis a highly advanced and exacting art. To perform it correctly requireth that the wielder holdeth the object in his mind's eye in clearest detail.
Hence the ancients' meticulous management of concepts.
Drawing upon this art, the Ascians conceived of summoning as we know it. A derivative that replaceth the complexity of concepts with the simplicity of zealotry to make manifest a creation.
I see. By combining the Loporrit's magics and the tribe's faith, we convert the Mother Crystal into primals of purer form and greater obedience. Summoning as it was intended, one might say.
Indeed! Indeed! While Heidelin gave us the ability to use creation magics, she forbade us from using it to make anything possessed of a soul, or similar. She didn't say anything about fulfilling the desires of others, though. So, borrowing our friend's faith, we'll create deities using the Mother Crystal's power and send them to the Ragnarok!
Am I the only one here concerned about the risk of being turned into a tempered minion?
Oh, right, I was getting to that. From what I've read in Sharlayan tomes, it appears the Ascians incorporated an additional nasty element into their summoning method. The fervent desire to assimilate others into one's belief. Beings thus created are instilled with the self-same desire and use their powers to enthrall people, starting with the summoner. In contrast, our creation magics, the original and the best, except no substitutes, don't incorporate any of that rubbish, so there's no risk of tempering. I mean, if the being was on the scale of Zodiac, you might feel a little tug, but I think we'll be safe enough.
Truth be told, I do not understand the intricacies of this plan. But none of us would ever turn our backs on you.
I wonder. No, I was thinking, it's like, how many of the people behind us are only there because we have allied status with their beast tribe? But then that runs into the potential issue of what if nobody, or what if somebody got to this point and has no allied beast tribes? So I imagine it's just like the time assumption thing that we play the game in a linear fashion, time in the world is dependent upon what event we are doing, rather than when we do it.
When the avatars of our faith ran amok, you intervened without decrying we who birthed them. Where others vilified and suppressed us, you offered understanding and friendship. In gratitude, we will share with you the true expressions of our gods. Not malevolent deities, but benevolent saviors.
Alright, you lot, we're heading to the ethereal sea. Stay in sight, else you're liable to get lost.
Lead the way.
May we have a moment? In anticipation of the day man might journey to the stars, we developed these.
Portable teleportation devices, one for each of you, designed to work in tandem. Press the button on one, and in a matter of moments, all 8 will activate and send their owners back to the Ragnarok. There is no telling what hazards you may encounter. If you find yourself separated or lost, please do not hesitate to use them. Be safe, all of you, and come back.
Why do I have a fear that someone is going to use this to save all of or to save 7 of us at the expense of 1 of us?
You as well. I pray you take care.
Looks like everything is in order, so I'll go ahead and board. A few of my fellows will remain to assist with the summonings, but rest assured, the vessel won't want for competent crewing.
If you are ready, then you should board as well. Go, and Godspeed.
They introduced a MacGuffin and I'm worried how the MacGuffin's going to be used. I highly doubt anybody has anything new to say, but we should check. The Ragnarok. And thus does Grandfather's legacy live on. We mustn't waste any more time. Let us board and set out for Ultima Thule. Moonbreeder has been on my mind ever late. How? Yeah, okay, they haven't changed. What about you? So that was what covert Operation Sigrid was assigned. No doubt he now thinks that we are all impressed by the way he barged in here, beastman in tow, hero of the hour. He leaves me, but with no choice but to give you the most spectacular of farewells. Yes, a display of such jubilance my arms may very well fall to pieces. Yeah, I imagine he's the only one that has something new to say. Probably all of these ones as well. Turn out, nope, that's all the same. Mother, father, grandfather, we will save this star and return home, I promise. Venturing quite literally into the unknown, we have to be ready for anything. As I said before, whatever awaits us, we must survive. We must. Primal summoning, as it was intended, I never dared to consider that they could be invoked without the danger of tempering. Change has come quickly to the star, and greater change yet awaits the days to come. All the more reason we must not fail. I'd rather not spend any longer mulling over strategy. None of us are strangers to despair. If that is the source of her power, we are ready for it. I am most grateful Westminster has devised a contingency should the need to flee arise, though I pray it should not. We must needs strive for victory to the last. Let Aetheris and her people survive, and let her champion return home, without exception. So the stage is set. I can but hope we are prepared to play our parts upon arriving on Ultima Thule. The key, I suspect, may lie with Heidelin's parting message to us. Darkness and light, despair and hope. As one goes, so does the other. Knowing Meteion wields the power of despair, we must bring hope in equal measure. The Ragnarok is a collaborative effort in every sense. The cumulative knowledge from the world's greatest minds, both past and present, without question the greatest ship ever built. I'll have to remember to thank Tataru for her timely provision of food and drink. Poor Wedge would have long since given up from exhaustion otherwise. But now the rest is up to you. Come back safe, alright? You haven't forgotten anything, have you? No repairs or commissions? A delivery from a retainer, perhaps? No? Well, if there's nothing else, have a safe journey. The world cannot end now, not when we've but scratched the surface of the Lopprit's technology or technological know-how. So run along and do what you ventured heroes do best. The world shall tremble before my genius soon enough. Assuming you are able to prevent its destruction, that is. If you would come this way, I'll direct you to the bridge. Upon boarding the Ragnarok, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Are you prepared to board the Ragnarok? Yes. There's our pilot. Sleeping way.
Welcome to the bridge, everyone! I hope you have everything, because I can't be bothered turning back. Right then, make yourselves comfortable. We're setting off in just a moment.
I do not see any seats here.
It's incredible.
This is Forshano. Can you hear me? The preparations for the summonings are complete. In accordance with the 14th phase of the plan, we have moved the Ragnarok to the launch site. The gates are open. You may depart when ready.
So, are we ready?
As ready as we'll ever be. Let's get going.
Oh, come on. The burned-out star's got more fire in its belly. Try it again, with feeling.
Have Alphino do the honors.
Me? But I...
No need to be coy, brother. Do it, and do it well.
I'm a fighter. You're the leader.
if you all insist.
Onward unto the distant stars and beyond! Ragnarok, engage!
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 There's the summoning. King Moogamog.
That I must carry landwalkers into the sky! I cannot imagine a greater indignity!
Do not sulk so, for thy mighty winds exist not only to buffet and batter. Nay, they may serve also to thrust forth with vigor. Such is thy glory, and thus it is an occasion to rejoice. So come, let us revel!
So long as the wind blows freely, I suppose all is as it should be in creation. I will render unto them a storm, that they may pierce the firmament and fly free!
Still in one piece? Good. Sleeping way? Report?
All's well. Fantastic, even. Thanks to the power of those primals, the engines are roaring and we're ripping along.
All values are also within projected ranges. Time to destination is 8 carats. Perhaps 7 at a pinch. All right, let's go over some points of caution. Our destination, as you know, is Ultima Thule. Lest you wonder, the place is not a star so much as a patch of emptiness. That's the extent of what our equipment could determine, anyway. From what we know of Meteion, she's likely used dynamis to obfuscate her location.
So, in conclusion, we'll only know what's there when we get there.
The crew and I will see to it the ship's ready to take off at a moment's notice. We'll support the search as best we can, but it'll be your paws on the ground, assuming there is any.
If there's not, we have a means to make
Everything
some.
will be fine, I'm sure. Hydaelyn believes in you, so you ought to believe in yourselves. Just don't do anything I wouldn't, like waiting too long to use those portable teleporters of yours. Personally, at the slightest sign of trouble, I'd mash the button to bits, and you should as well.
Understood. We promise to be careful.
I suggest you brace yourselves. We're about to arrive and the vessel will shake a good bit.
What is this? Something is... interfering with the equipment.
Greetings. Hi, Meteion. Meteion.
Greetings. Can you hear me?
It's her, the bringer of despair. No, it's Meteion.
So this is Meteion.
Oh. Have you met one of my sisters? I don't remember meeting you myself. But I do know that you're from Atheris. Why have you come? All you had to do was wait. I would have delivered to you your ends.
We didn't ask for that.
I don't understand. All life is destined to end. Why choose to prolong your suffering? Effort, ambition, love, they amount to naught. Happiness, should you find it, is inevitably lost, stolen away by events beyond your control. There is no logic nor meaning in it. You think there is. Convince yourselves. But it's all a cruel accident. Come now. I speak the truth. A truth you would recognize if you looked up at the night sky. Unbroken emptiness. Cold, dark, and silent. Your world, like every other, is but a blemish upon its perfect fabric. Life is an anomaly. It is unnatural and cannot continue. The sooner you accept this,
the easier it will be.
Just to be clear, we're not here to argue with you. We know that life is fleeting, and that in the short time we have it, we're not assured happiness.
Indeed. I've seen far more sorrow in the eyes of many I've met. I myself have plenty of regrets. And one day they'll die with me. Gone to dust with my good deeds and unfulfilled dreams.
But we accept this. That our existence may seem pointless. That sorrow, rage, and despair will always dog our heels. And we press on regardless. That is why Hydaelyn guided us here. In her boundless love for mankind, she has prepared us for this trial, and in her name, we have come for you.
Yes, I sense it. A burning passion like unto fury. I know it well. For the same passion once burned in many a star before yours. Suffocated and extinguished now. You approach the bounds of my ultimatum, where emotions dictate reality, where resignation and acceptance unite to embrace the end, where those who yet valiantly cling to life can thrive.
By the Fury.
Thancred?
Meteion has gone as well. Mayhap he awakened first and gave chase.
Everyone? It appears we are at our destination. This is Ultima Thule.
Not that we knew what to expect, but I wasn't expecting this. From atmospheric composition to ambient temperatures, all reading to within permissible range. This place is capable of supporting life.
Which seems odd for someone trying to end it all.
If that's the case, then Thancred may well have gone on ahead. Let's go and have a look.
It is also possible that the Meteion that we know and met is still in there, in the collective or the collective consciousness, and is fighting to stop the others, but being one voice in effectively many, she's incapable of doing so. So instead, it's manifested as an area that will accept life. Random, entirely out there theory. I like coming up with them, even if they're wrong.
I want the rest of you to perform a full inspection of the ship, as well as a biological scan.
So it was that the brave wayfarers arrived at last at Dream's End. In following their path walked and history written, I am made keenly aware of one truth. Though the curtains may fall again and again, so long as others take the stage, ever shall there be more tales to tell. So, let them bring it to a close, I say. Let the curtains fall upon this, the final chapter in the tale of the star.
I was confused for a second. No, it was both Hythlodaeus and Emet-Selch.
Is this a dead star?
As I live and breathe, I live and breathe. Well, the environment itself shouldn't kill us.
Well then, let us search for Thancred while exploring the area. The ship we leave in your care.
We need to look up. I can't see for the ship. Are we standing on a chunk of the planet? That's weird. Are we going to get flight fairly quickly? How much of this map can we actually see? There's a lot of this map. There's a lot of this map. We must be standing on a fragment of the planet that's broken away. Because yeah, the planet is most definitely above us. But then what the hell is that? Part of a moon? It doesn't look... well, it is part of the skybox, but it doesn't, strictly speaking, look like a galaxy or something. There is a dizzying, disorienting feeling about this place, as if I could lose my footing at any moment. Did thou witness what became of Thancred? So quick was I overcome by Meteion's malevolence, I saw naught of their altercation. It's so dark, I can barely see anything. This is as Livingway said. I can breathe well enough, but something about this place feels wrong. If Meteion should strike again with such overwhelming force, I honestly don't know how we're supposed to oppose her. We're clearly no match for Meteion, yet we must survive unscathed. But how? I can't guarantee it will be of help in these strange surroundings, but I've readied a provisions node in case of emergency. Of course, if you encounter any real danger here, I expect you to return to Ragnarok at once. Don't hesitate to make the most of the provision node. There's no telling what you might run into here, if there's anything that we may offer, but I'd personally rather brave the unknown with a pack full than an empty one. Yeah, this has got to still be level 89, that's fine. Well, we do not have time to start another quest, so we shall leave it there for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, hope you enjoyed the show. We have arrived at the end, or the edge of the universe, and we shall see what awaits beyond. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you next time. Cheerio.